Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to our recap of American Idol episode 16. I am your host, Adam Samuel, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Maria. How are you doing, Maria?
Good, I'm doing good.
So Maria is joining us as our special guest for tonight, and I'm also joined, as usual, by my awesome co-host, Eric. How you doing, Eric?
Doing well. Hello, everybody. This is going to be an excruciating episode of Idol to recap, only because of the eliminations. Let's get started.
This week of American Idol made me feel one way almost the entire show, and it kind of hurt my feelings. It made me feel really, really old because I know if I had been on this show, I would not only be the oldest contestant, I would basically be grandpa to everyone else.
You'd be Nick Fradiani.
I would be the Nick Fradiani, which is insane because the youngest contestant is 21, and how does that happen?
The oldest contestant is 21, you mean?
Oh, the oldest, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, if the youngest was 21, that'd be a very different situation.
I do not appreciate American Idol making me feel so old.
Neither do I.
So going into the show, I don't think we should bury the lead at all. Two people left, and they are Katie Turner and Journey, and I just want to throw this over to Maria. Where did these people go wrong? These were such fan favorites in like the Hollywood week going into the live show. What happened?
Well, for Katie, definitely I feel like the song choice, like both the song choices were pretty terrible for her. I feel like Oops, I Did It Again could have been better if she stripped it down. And then I don't even remember what the second song she did like was just, I mean, she forgot the words, but like also it didn't fit her like at all. I don't know.
I agree with you.
I don't.
I thought that Katie was such a fan favorite going into basically every week. She had such momentum building. I'm seeing so many people coming out to like support her on social media. She was trending, and it's just such a surprise when they didn't call her name. Even though she had that fumble, I was still pretty sure she was going to be moving on. Do you agree, Eric?
I do not agree with the fact that Katie's both song choices were bad. I think Oops, I Did It Again was not only good, I think it was, if not just her performance of the season, it might have been my favorite performance of the season, period. I love what she did. I feel like I was expecting her to do like just the guitar scripted back, and she didn't, and made like a jazzy arrangement, something I would have never expected. The vocals were on point. I loved it, and I'm so mad that she screwed up the second one. I'm even more mad that she's gone.
We're going to be talking more about Katie and Journey a little later in the show, but before we go into the contestants each, last night's episode, featured the music of Prince and songs from the years the contestants were born. And I wanted to ask, I'll throw it over to Maria first. Which round of performances did you think you enjoyed more? Which was better of these two?
Probably Year You Were Born. I don't know. I feel like I didn't really like the Prince round because two of the contestants, they did a song that wasn't Prince's, but like it was like he wrote them or something. I'm not.
Yeah, it was music that he was involved with, wrote or produced. It was an Angle song.
I feel like if they were gonna do the Prince theme, that they should have had everyone do a Prince song. So like that kind of threw me off a little bit, I guess.
Do you feel the same way, Eric?
I forget which. It's tough for me because Katie and Journey, I liked their original songs from Year You Were Born better. Those were two of my favorites. Was Jungle Love from Cade Prince song or no?
That is from, I think it's The Time. He, I think, wrote or produced it.
Okay. And that was my third favorite performance of Week, spoiler alert. So, I don't know. I didn't like either theme too much, but I think the Prince theme was only better because it was unique, and I'm amazed that his family agreed to let him do the songs of the show. So for novelty alone, I give the Prince theme the win.
I know, it's kind of crazy how we used to never be able to hear Prince music on YouTube or anywhere because he was so protective of his music, and now he just let the floodgates kind of open.
Well, he did. His family did.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I feel like
when he died.
He would probably be very, very mad a little bit.
Oh, he'd be furious.
Furious. Like Sheila E. is standing there like smiling and waving. And I feel like if Prince was there, he would just be like.
Pretty much.
Okay. But just one last second. No one was, I'm hearing some rumors. MJ was reporting that his iconic song, Purple Rain, was not allowed to be covered by any of these artists. Do you hear any reason why, Eric?
Other than the fact that I don't think any of them would do it justice.
Cade.
Even he wouldn't have done it justice.
This was his week. Like that was, I felt like that was going into this round of performances. I felt like it was that was.
Cade would have done a good job with the guitar part, but the problem is the song is like so falsetto reliant with the who part that Cade couldn't pull that off. So I'm glad that no one got to sing that because it would have been bad.
Do you agree, Maria?
Yeah, like I think overall, like the production of it probably would have been good, but I feel like he wouldn't have been able to pull off the vocal of it.
All right. So moving on to the actual episode, we start in something I really liked. All the contestants were lined up on stage. It kind of reminded me of the old seasons when they would all do that, and then you would get to the end and like Philip Phillips would be there. But no Philip Phillips this time. Each person was holding a baby picture of themselves, even the judges, which was a little cute. I liked it, but it leads into, they start with an intro package about Prince and his music, and this was where I just wrote in my notes, he would have just been like shaking his head or like fuming. I'm not quite sure, but it goes into our first contestant of the night. It is Journey. She's doing Kiss by Prince. Maria, what did you think of her first performance?
I liked it. I didn't think it was like her strongest performance, and it didn't like really do anything to help her get voted through, I feel like. But I mean, I thought it was a decent overall good performance, but it wasn't like amazing, like anything like special. I mean, and I'm a Journey fan. Like I like her. Like I've been like a fan of her since the beginning. But
she comes out with an entirely different new look, which a little bit was reminding me of Prince's look. But her dreadlocks are gone. She has like this.
Oh yeah, the look was good.
What did you think about Journey's new look, Eric?
Didn't even notice the new look.
Really? She looks so different.
I wasn't paying attention. I was listening more to Rover Voice, and I know, yeah. I thought the vocal was great. I didn't think it was good enough to save her. I don't think anything would have been good enough to save her, but that's a different discussion.
I wrote last week that I felt that going into last week's The Disney performance, that Michelle Suzette was doomed. She could have sang any song, and she kind of did have a really good moment, and she was doomed to—
One point about Remember Me. My little sister, who doesn't watch Idol that much, loved that performance and was crushed that Michelle went home. And I'm like, sorry. We knew that was coming.
That was harsh. It's a little harsh, your poor sister.
I know. But I liked it a lot too, but I knew that she was a goner. Anyway, back to this week.
So I just, for my notes, I wrote, like I said, Michelle was filling that role last week. This was Journey's week going into this week. I felt like she was doomed pretty much, and she kind of needed to have a really big moment. This song, it was an opening the night performance. It wasn't going to be anything bigger. I just wrote a really strong tone. Journey is such a joy to watch. I felt like she was really enjoying this performance. This is actually one of the few Prince songs that I know, and I would have given it a B, maybe a B+. Do you agree, Maria?
Yeah, I agree. Around a B.
What about you, Eric?
I'd say probably a B+.
All right. So how we're going to run the show is we're going to stick with the contestants. We're going to talk about both their performances before we move on. So Journey has her next performance. It's Back at One by Brian McKnight. She says it's actually her parents' wedding song. What did you think, Eric?
Honestly thought that was better than the first performance. I thought it was beautifully sung. The falsetto at the end was slightly off. But other than that, I thought it was pretty much perfect. And I'm sad that America never really got behind Journey, especially after some of the better performances like this one.
I felt like when she gets her critiques from the judges, which is weird because the judges, they're always basically like talking heads. But they were kind of talking like they were sending her home. It's such a shame. What did you think about her second performance, Maria?
I really liked it. At first, the song choice kind of threw me off a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it's a weird song to sing on a singing competition. But when she said it was her parents' wedding song, I was like, okay, well, then that makes sense. But like, if she would have done that song and she didn't have like a good reason behind it, I kind of would have been like, she should have done something else. But
I know it would have been a really bad idea, and I totally would not have recommended this. But I kind of wanted to do a Destiny's Child, Say My Name. It came out that year.
Oh, please!
That would have been better.
It would have been better.
It would have been better if she could live up to it, and I don't think she could.
I mean, She could have, maybe. I
Maybe.
don't know. We don't know.
It would have been hard. And I just, if she could have done it right, it could have been great. If she did it wrong, it would have been a disaster. And I feel like she should have got, she was going to go out no matter what. So I feel like she should go out doing what she's going to do after the show. And that's the way she should, and that's the way she went out. So
I agree. And like, this is honestly the end of Journey's Idol Journey. Do you have any final thoughts on Journey? Eric, you wanna any final
Don't Stop
thoughts?
Believing.
Don't Stop believing. What about you,
I'm
Maria?
sorry.
I just think it's a shame that she went home so early. I think she had the potential to be in the finale, like in my opinion, but I don't think
America never welcomed her with open arms.
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel like America kind of just never accepted her, which is a shame. I honestly thought she's really talented.
Did you not get that second pun, Adam, or you?
I must have missed it. I'm sorry.
America never welcomed her with open arms.
I get the Journey song. All right.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm done.
We move on to a contestant who I feel we're gonna have a lot to say, a lot to talk about. It's Gabby Barrett with her birth year song. It's "I Hope You Dance" by Leanne Womack, and I just want to say I totally predicted that this was what she was gonna sing. I did my song suggestions article. This was number one. I was like, this is exactly what she's gonna do, and I called it. Did you like it, Maria?
No. It was just so typical. Like, I knew she was gonna sing that, and I knew that she was gonna do what she was gonna do with it, and it was just like so predictable. I'm like,
what do you do? You agree, Eric? Oh, sorry.
She sounded okay. I don't know.
Do you agree, Eric?
Here's what I wrote. This is really well sung, but it wasn't special. And the fact that the judges kept talking about how unique she was what baffled me most. It's because it's the fact that she's marketable and the producers and judges want her to win. That's fine. Say it was a great vocal. Don't say that it was unique, because it wasn't.
Eric kind of said this, but yeah, the judges do really push her. I feel like the producers really want her to win, and I feel like they're giving her such a push because maybe she isn't in the top of the voting and she isn't doing the best.
I don't think she's at the top, but I think that if there's a 3-person finale, she has a damn good shot.
I just keep flashing back whenever I hear the song, whether it's on Idol or it's on the radio. I always flash back to Scotty McCreery doing this in Hollywood Week. Do you remember that? What did you say? What were the words? It was Nuts of Wonder.
Nuts of Wonder. I remember now. I totally forgot until you just brought it up.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
From my memory. Good for you.
I hear it in my head. It's like a.
No, I'm gonna hear that in my head the rest of the week. Thanks, Adam. I really appreciate it. I needed that.
I just want to say, for my thoughts, song's right in her wheelhouse. It's a little bit predictable.
Extremely predictable.
Luke says I'm just thinking. One second. Luke says, something Luke said is he felt that her performance of "I Hope You Dance" was the best song he's heard in that room. And I just want to say, Maria, do you agree with that?
No. They say that to every single contestant, though. Like, every single performance, they're like, "Oh, you're the best one." I'm like, what are you talking about?
This was the first time in the night that we see a little bit of Nick Jonas mentoring. He tells her that she should go deeper with the songs, which, I mean, you should be going deeper already. What did you think about his mentoring, Eric?
Don't ask me.
Maria?
I thought he was fine. I mean,
it was fine, but
it wasn't he's not like a big, like, iconic star, so like I don't feel like he really had too much to give to the contestants. I don't know. He was okay.
Here's my thing. The best mentor in Idol history, well, over 2 of them, I'd say, were David Cook and Adam Lambert when they came back. Because they both had specific actionable advice they gave all the contestants when they showed up. Like, David was like, you have to, it's just walking, is what I remember he said to, like, Dexter, who is
We don't talk about him.
We don't talk about him?
We don't talk about Dexter.
Okay, then we won't talk about Dexter. But David did give him good advice. Anyway.
I'm just looking through my notes if I have any other things to say. All right, we move on to her next performance. It's "How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore" by Prince. I'm you guys all know, all my viewers know that I'm not the biggest fan of Gabby, but this was pretty good. It was pretty good. Do you kind of agree, Eric?
I think it was more than pretty good. It was really great, actually. I enjoyed it, and I think she needs to sing and perform like this every single time from now on, and then I can possibly not be too mad that she wins.
Do you agree, Maria?
Yeah, I honestly thought it was her best performance of the whole season so far.
Pretty much.
Why didn't they say that this was the best performance that they've heard for this round? Like, it would have made more sense. I wouldn't have liked it, but it would have kind of heard some, kind of would have made some more sense. And I just want to address a rumor that I was hearing that I don't know if it's true or credible. Some people are saying it is or isn't. This is from Idol forums. They're saying that Gabby actually spoiled her songs for next week. I don't know if it's true. This is unconfirmed, but apparently it's I Have Nothing by Mariah Carey Whitney Houston, I'm sorry, and Last Name by Carrie Underwood. That was posted on IDF. What do you think about those performances if they are true?
Well, the second one would be great and the first one would be god-awful, so I'm hoping it's not true.
We're going to leave a bookmark here to see if that's actually what she ends up doing. I'm saying go for it, Gabby. Go do I Have Nothing.
Because you don't like her. That's why.
I feel like that could, if she does that bad, I feel like it would, I don't know. If she does good on it, I think it could be like a make or break moment. I don't know.
I just think the song has been done so much that even if she does do good on it, it doesn't matter.
But
it is really overdone.
Going back to her Prince performance, she does this. Pretty good performance, honestly. She ends with this the big Kelly Clarkson, the big Carrie Underwood note, and that was, I feel, probably my favorite, like 10 seconds of Gabby's performance. Did you guys all kind of like that big note?
Yeah,
it was good.
Any final thoughts on this performance, on her run this week?
I mean, I think that I like when she goes out of the box and doesn't just stick with country, because to be honest, like, I'm not really a big fan of her either. And when she just does the country songs, I'm just kind of like, here we go again. But like, it was a real like fresh and like different, like what she did with her second song. So
yeah,
do more stuff like that.
Any final thoughts, guys, on Gabby? We're going to move on.
We're good.
All right. Every week for our next contestant, I feel like I have such little notes, and it's so weird. But it's Michael J. Woodward.
You did it. Drink.
Drink. I keep saying his name wrong. It's Michael J. Woodard, not Woodward. He's doing, for his Prince song, he's doing I Would Die For You by Prince. Sheila E. is dancing, grooving around when he's dancing. This is a very high energy performance, but not my favorite. What did you think, Maria?
Yeah, I didn't really like it. I was actually watching it with my mom, and she was like, "You can't sing this song and not dance." So,
I never heard this song.
I honestly haven't either, but I guess.
What do you think?
Not my generation, so.
Never have I. I would say I thought there was dancing. There was lots of presence movement. Vocals were good, but a little bit. The enunciation was a problem this week for Michael.
I was about to bring that up. The pronunciation, whichever it is, it was just a little weird. Is it enunciation or pronunciation?
Enunciation.
All right. But also, when he ends the performance, Katie does a Wakanda Forever thing, which kind of confused me. Right? Did you guys understand what was going on there?
No.
I didn't even notice she did that.
Oh, she was like, she did this or whatever.
I have no idea what that is.
You never saw Black Panther?
I did not.
This is a podcast for a whole other episode, but
yeah, save it for another episode. We have like a lot more conferences to get through.
All right, so
before we judge my nerd credentials.
All right, so next up is he does for his other performance from the year he was born. It's "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion. Katie kind of, after his performance, compares him to Jennifer Hudson, which I thought was Which I thought
Did
was
she
a little,
really?
yeah, I thought that was like a little bit
Wow.
of saying like you're going to go home, like, and maybe you'll have something afterwards.
That
And
would be the fitting comparison. Oh my god, she did not. Did she really?
Totally did. She said you're like Jennifer Hudson. You're going to have the Grammys, the Oscars.
Oh yeah, I thought that was funny when she said that. When she said he was gonna have a Grammy, I'm like, he doesn't even want a Grammy, and she's like telling contestants this. Like, what is she doing?
I just when I saw the list of songs, I thought this was My Heart Will Go On. It's a when I think of like the diva ballad, this is the diva ballad I think of, and it's huge. It has the moment with like the drums where they go doom doom doom, and like I just felt like Michael kind of took it small, and I felt like it was missing the intensity of those moments where it's the roaring.
Okay, so here's my thing. This was the wrong song choice. Wrong enough that on paper, when I saw the song choice, I'm like, oh, Michael's gone this week. Enunciation was a problem. And the other problem for me is I've heard good versions of this song, like really good versions.
Carly Rae Sonnenclair.
No, not Carly Rose was just okay.
That was a good performance. I like that.
Good, but you have to watch Sam Bailey and Sarah Alto.
All right, but
they're linked to on my blog post about this. But yeah, I didn't like the way Michael sang it, especially compared to some other ways I've seen it.
Do you agree, Maria?
Yeah, I think it was way too big for him. Like, comparing it to like last week when he did like Beauty and the Beast, like that's like a really like mellow song, and like he kind of like brought it up a little bit, so that was good. But like with this song, it's like high, and he like couldn't get to that point. I don't know. So
I just felt like I said, it was just missing the epicness. This is an epic song, and I feel like it just didn't seem epic. In my opinion, the best part of this performance was honestly the incredibly beautiful backdrop that was going on for his performance. And I just want to say the Idol stage is absolutely beautiful. There are some of these backdrops that I'm just like, I like them more a little bit than the performances, which is really weird.
That's problematic, actually, that you would like more of the performances.
They're really pretty.
I do think that if they're not going to have the budget for all the lights and stuff this year, which they don't, just focusing on the screens as the stage layout is the way to go, and that's what they've done. So,
all right, I got a question for you guys. Can Michael win this season?
No.
No.
The real question is, can he survive next week?
Can he survive next week?
No.
Maria?
I think he's gonna need to have a really, really like amazing, like 100% epic performance to save himself. But I really don't think he's going to.
Is he doomed no matter what? Like, can he save himself?
I think he's the Journey and the Michelle. I do.
The thing is, go on. I'm sorry.
I think he has like a 10% chance. That's how small of a chance I think he would have to get to the finale.
I feel like this week was Prince week. Next week is Carrie Underwood week. I feel like Carrie Underwood is so like not his wheelhouse. So I would say if I'm him, I'm like, do a song flip. Like he's the creative singer. Like do something completely out of the box.
Don't pick a song with her a zillion times.
What do you guys? I know like about 10 Carrie Underwood songs. What would you?
I know about 15.
Do you know any songs of Carrie Underwood's that you would suggest for him that you think would maybe Temporary Home, maybe Jesus Take the Wheel? I feel like Jesus Take the Wheel is going to be what he goes with, and I feel like it would be good, but it probably wouldn't be.
You don't think Cade's going to do that one?
Oh God. It's funny, Maria, you don't know this, but Eric has been championing Cade, and now he's kind of not so much.
No, I still like him, but I have more worries now than I've had in the previous weeks.
Do you agree? We'll come back to Cade in a minute. But any final thoughts on Michael and his inevitable doomness next week?
Nope. Such
a shame though, because I think so good. Anything?
I think he's better than Caleb. So.
Oh well, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Do you have any final thoughts, Maria?
I think he should do something like, I don't know, like, especially because it's Carrie Underwood, just go for it. Like, just do whatever he wants to do. Like, don't, because if he's gonna be going home next week, just go out on a good note.
Yes.
All right. So we move on to Grandpa, who is our grandpa of the season. It's Cade Fainer. He's doing his song from the year he was born. It's Who Will Save Your Soul by Jewel, a song that I have absolutely never heard of, but apparently a lot of people have. I just wrote down in one word, mess. Do you agree, Eric?
Honestly, I wouldn't go that far on it because I do kind of like him, but I will say the first half was a mess. Second half it got a little better, but the first half was problematic.
Do you kind of share his sentiments, Maria?
I honestly I feel like that was like the least memorable of the night, to be honest. Like, maybe it's just because I'm not like a fan of his, but I barely even remember it. It was not like a memorable performance for me.
It was memorable for me, but not in a good way.
There's a comparison that I was thinking about in my head, and I wanted to float it by you. You could probably call me crazy, but is he Philip Phillips or is he Colton Dixon? Who is he? Which bracket?
Well, he's neither, because I don't think that if he doesn't win, Caleb's not going to win in his place.
Then Maddie's going to win, but we'll get to it in a minute.
Keep dreaming, buddy. Keep dreaming.
Do you have any thoughts on this performance? Any last thoughts, Maria? Did I ask you yet? Did I ask you?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
I just said it wasn't memorable for me.
But there is one person who really does love Kate. It's Katie's mom, which is getting a little bit creepy, but we will.
It's move on there. Okay. Let's talk about the second performance, please.
The next one is Jungle Love by Prince, but it's actually by The Time, and Prince kind of produced it. The first thing that I wrote is I just wanted to make a point is they start in the waiting room or the red room, whatever it's called, and they say, all right, Cade, you're up. And he has to take the mic, run up on stage, and then perform. And I think that's so unfair because why do you have to run? Like, you have 2 seconds to run. So now you're out of breath. You get to the top. You're like,
fine. He did fine. It was a lot better than the first performance. That's for damn sure.
What did you think, Maria?
What about the entrance or just a general?
Whichever you want to talk about.
Well, I mean, I think the entrance was maybe like an adrenaline rush thing, but
yeah.
It was better. I like this one. It definitely like fit him. I don't know. I'm like not a fan of him, so I feel like I don't have much to say about him, to be honest. So I don't know. He does what he does, and he does it well.
Here's my thing about Cade. I like everything about him, except the voice could be a little stronger, and that's my issue. And I feel like if his vocals were like, I'd say 20% stronger, I'd be enthusiastically rooting for him.
Something that early on, basically since Hollywood Week, we've been saying that he is a favorite to win. He has so much going for him. And I feel like he is now at a place where he is in trouble, which is weird.
I don't think he is.
I want to throw it. I'm going to throw it to you, Eric. Can he still win this season?
Yes. I think next week he's safe. The question is, will he get second place or first place?
What do you think, Maria?
I think he can win. I don't, but I feel like they don't. I feel like they would prefer one of the country ones to win.
I think they prefer Gabby to win.
Yeah,
I really do.
Because rock doesn't sell. Like all the winners that have been rock. Well, not all of them, but like especially like the most recent one with I don't even remember his name. What's his name? Caleb?
Yes.
Caleb, yeah. He didn't sell. I agree.
Like nothing happened to him. Like, I don't know.
It's so weird because I feel like, honestly, if I'm the producers and I'm looking at the field, I feel like there's a very obvious person that I would want to win, and that person's name is Gabby because she's marketable. She could go country, and I would rather Cade win than Gabby.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I'd rather have Gabby win just because I just want a girl to win because we haven't seen it in a while. Yeah. But
I don't know if a girl's going to win unless a girl is sitting next to 2 guys in the final 2. It would have to be Maddie and Gabby and Cade. No, it would have to be Maddie and Cade and Caleb, or Gabby and Caleb and Cade to win. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I think if Gabby's up against Caleb and Cade, I think Cade actually might take it because the country votes might cancel out.
Oh, there's a dark timeline in my head that's starting to brew and come to fruition, and it's a final 3 of Caleb, Cade, and Gabby. And every time I think of it, I start to become a sad panda is all I can say.
It's so predictable. Like
it's so predictable, and it's just all right. Anyway, so that was Cade's. We talked about both of his performances. Do you guys have any final thoughts on him?
He needs to pull something out of the bag next week and the week after. I think that he can't afford to have another performance like the first one he had this week.
What do you think he should do for Carrie Underwood week?
He should do exactly what Caleb Johnson did, actually. Undo It.
Oh, I love that song. I totally forgot about it. That's a really good one.
That's what they should do.
What about you, Maria? If this is The Voice and Cade is on your team and it's Carrie Underwood week and you get to give him advice, tell him what to do, what is your game plan?
Honestly, I would maybe like to see him do one of our ballads.
No. Which one? Jesus Take the Wheel? I feel like that's the most obvious, predictable one.
No, maybe like do one that's like not well known. I don't know.
I feel like you have to go well known because
that's the list is going to be the album well known.
Yeah, it's going to be like all this. But anyway, next we're going to move on to a contestant who I feel like I'm just going to leave this this conversation feeling a little bit sad. We move on to Katie Turner doing Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. She has her intro package. She's fangirling all over meeting Nick Jonas. And in previous weeks, I said that Take Me to Church was my favorite Katie Turner performance. And I have to take that back and say Oops, I Did It Again was my favorite performance of hers because it is so unexpected. Like when I saw this song, I was like, this is a mess. This is a mess waiting to happen. And it wasn't. It was amazing. And I've rewatched this. Like weeks ago, I was rewatching Michelle doing If I Were a Boy. This past week, I've been watching nothing but Katie doing Oops, I Did It Again. What did you think, Maria?
I didn't like it.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy. Heretic.
I mean, I feel like she did make it her own and she didn't do like a karaoke version of it, but like I feel like she could have done so much more if she stripped it down more.
There were horns. She used horns.
I don't disagree.
I don't know. I feel like an acoustic version of that song would have been so good for her.
Nope.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. When I saw the song choice, the acoustic version was exactly what I expected from her. And I am so thankful that she not only did a song in a different way, but did it in a different way that I didn't even expect from her. I thought it was stellar. I mean, definitely by far my favorite performance from her, and quite possibly my favorite performance of the whole season. I went to bed shortly after that performance because I didn't want to stay up to it last night. I needed sleep this morning. But I will say I went to bed having voted for Katie and Cade and thinking, oh, Katie's gonna be safe. No worries. That was amazing. And then I wake up at midnight, check my phone. Oh crap, she's gone. What the hell?
What was your reaction? Was it?
My reaction was, God damn it! All my favorites keep dropping like flies.
She was on my draft, and I had her. I thought she was going to win. Anyway, I just want to say I love how ballsy she was to go for this. This is such a. It took such courage to do something so different, and she's a risk taker, and I admire it. And it's such a shame that she's gone because she's so freaking good. It's just so out of the norm, and this is like a song that's like so overly sexual.
Oh, I hate the song. That's the thing. I don't like the song. Doesn't matter. I still loved the performance.
She took this like seductive song and kind of made it like really like just
more seductive. Actually,
it wasn't seductive. It was kind of more fun. It was like
actually, yeah, kind of.
Do you agree, Maria?
I mean, maybe after hearing you guys talk about it, maybe I would go back and watch it again.
Yeah,
we're converting her.
I kind of feel bad. I don't know.
Don't feel bad, but
I mean, no, she's been one of my favorites though, so it's not like I'm saying I didn't like it at all. I just didn't. I thought she could have done something different with it, but
I could like fawn over her this performance so much, but we are going to move on to this is where things kind of take a bit of a turn. It's she's doing Manic
off the cliff and into the ditch.
She's doing Manic Monday by the Bangles, but written or produced one or the other by Prince. And I just had one note, even before she had the fumble of missing the song, the lyrics. I feel like she didn't have her moment song. Like every contestant, they have like the fun opener song, and then they have the slow moment. She kind of went for two up tempos, which was a little bit weird. I was kind of thinking, why didn't she go for a moment, like a belting moment? Because people underestimate just how good her talent and her vocal ability is. And I was thinking, why would she go fun? Like, why would this was, in my opinion, even with the fumble, it was showing me shades of the Call Me Maybe from like the top 24. Do you agree, Maria?
Yeah. And now that I think about it, I feel like if she had like a slower like ballad song moment, that probably would have saved her for like another week.
It makes me sad. But like we mentioned earlier, she starts singing. She gets about like 10 seconds into the song, and she just has this look, and it like broke my heart to see. She just forgets the line, and she starts singing there. She's like thinking. She gets the words. She starts to recover, but it doesn't really. I think it wasn't that so much that she didn't recover. It's that the song just wasn't a moment song, and it should have been a moment song in my opinion. But
you could tell she was like uncomfortable the rest of the performance too. So
I would have probably, once I forget the lines, I would have just put the mic down, like slowly put it down, start crying, and walk away as fast as I can. But Eric, I wanted to ask you, where did the narrative for Katie go wrong? Like,
well, I didn't talk about performance first.
I'm sorry. Go. What did you think about?
Here's my thing. I thought the song choice was problematic, and it was problematic not just because she screwed it up, but more because, as you said, Adam, it was reminding me of Hollywood Week, and not Hollywood Week. I'm talking 24 Week.
Call Me
It was
movie.
two really bad song choices, and song choices that weren't going to show off her talent, and that was this song. So I was worried when I saw that song on paper, and when she screwed it up, I'm like, I still don't think she deserves to go home over it, especially after her first performance. But in a way, I kind of hate to say I get it, but I don't. But I kind of do.
The thing is, even with the fumble, I still, like you said, Eric, I was kind of expecting her to be safe. I was thinking, Daniel Sevey, American Idol.
He had a couple of stinkers.
He totally like lost the words, and he still made it through a couple of times.
He was a boy.
Yeah.
All right.
He was a young boy who's in a boy band now. So yeah, that's the double standard.
This is not the time to we're not talking Daniel Sevey. We're talking Katie.
We should talk Daniel Sevey. He's doing well.
He's doing better. He's doing better than I think any season winner from like season 11 on.
Pretty much, and that's horrific to say. But yeah, moving on.
It's funny. Wait, no. I was reading. There's a contestant from Top 24 who's now touring with them and is now also getting like popular.
Who?
I think his name was Eben. He was in like Top 24. And he's touring with them, and he's got like a lot of followers.
He was terrible. Yes, he was awful.
Even Frankowitz?
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Oh my God. He's actually still doing stuff?
Yeah, you should go look on his Twitter. I think he just released like a new song. I'll admit, I actually took a listen. It's really, really it's for his fans. I feel like he's got an audience, and I feel like if he's with the Daniel Sevey band, he could do well. But anyway, just going off Katie's performance, I felt she looked defeated, but I still kind of expected her to still make it. But unfortunately, she doesn't. And on the stage, when they're doing the results, she's like, "No, I didn't make it," and they're calling for her. And I'm like, "No, Katie, don't. You could still do this. Don't like look defeated. You could still do it." And it was like a womp womp. She kind of like.
I was kind of scared there for a second. I thought she was going to have a Rachel Crow moment where she was going to like.
Don't bring those moments out. That was the second. That was one of the more depressing parts of X Factor US.
Depressing?
X Factor US was a train wreck.
Now that when I think back to it, it's kind of hilarious. But
I didn't watch that season, but she was the only contestant I'd heard about. Did she deserve to win?
She did not deserve to win.
No, but she had a really dramatic elimination where she like.
Yeah, I watched that. It was amazing.
Wow, Adam, you laugh at kids crying. You're going.
I'm going right now.
I'll see you there. Okay.
Any final thoughts on Katie and her idol? It just makes me sad to say that. Any final thoughts on Katie's run?
I'm bummed. I'm really bummed. Oh, God.
I mean, she's young. I feel like if she maybe would have waited a couple of years, I feel like she would have. I feel like she got in her head a little bit. Like
I
even
totally agree.
just like even
Here's
like
my thing.
reading her like tweets and stuff, like just seeing how like she's very like immature. Like I don't want to be
That's
mean,
what I like about her.
but
That's half of what I like about her. I like
I
that
mean
she.
it's cute, but then it gets annoying at times. It's kind of like, okay, calm down. Like
Her Twitter's hilarious. She wrote this morning, she tweeted, I guess it really is a manic Monday. And I retweeted it. It was hysterical. And she's like,
that's funny.
She has a picture of her like looking out the window, like.
I love her.
I love Katie's social media. It is hysterical. Like, go.
It is fun.
By the way, I
just a little
love that
too
she
much
actually
for
talked
me
back to.
sometimes.
I loved that she gave Clay Aiken the shave that he deserved.
What did she
Oh
say?
yeah, did you haven't seen that?
What did she say?
Oh yeah, so Clay Aiken basically was like singled her out on Twitter. Basically said like, "Oh, if I forgot my lyrics, Simon would have given me a talking to," and then said, "Make I look great again," or whatever bullshit. And then Katie was like Katie basically said the right thing and said what she said. I thought that if you were in my shoes, you'd support people like me, but you know, whatever.
I found the tweet. It's I don't know if you can see it. It's you can't see it. It's you could it's on my page. You could go retweet it.
Oh.
I actually just heard some breaking news right before we started. I heard that she is endorsing Maddie Poppy for the win.
Both her and Journey were like they did like an interview with someone and they were like endorsing her. So
yeah, I feel like some people don't like Gabby. I don't know. But anyway, we move on. Ready to
like
move
the
on?
Contestants don't like.
I don't know. We move on to like I said earlier, I did a song suggestions article, and I just want to say again, totally called the song. It's Caleb. He's doing the song from the year he was born. It's Amaze by Lone Star. And every time I hear that name, the name Lone Star, I always think of Spaceballs, which is one of my favorite movies. But anyway, Maria, what did you think about him doing Amazed by Lone Star?
On paper, when I looked at it, I was like, oh God, here we go. But honestly, like, I actually thought it was a really good vocal from him. Like, I thought it was one of his better vocal performances. Like, and I don't know. I liked it. It surprised me, to be honest. Like, if he keeps improving like that, like, I could see him winning. Like,
don't put that into the world. You keep your.
Oh my God.
I think Eric liked him.
Eric did not.
Eric really liked him.
Eric did not like him. Eric had to hold up a sign one more time for this season. But I will say, my mom did get it. My mom liked it.
The thing is he has his intro package, and he's talking with Nick, and he says, Caleb is like, I have some fears with walking and moving around on stage. And that was kind of his the narrative they were pushing. Like, is he going to walk around on stage? And it's like that was his triumph. Like he walked around on stage while singing. But good for him for pulling that out. I wrote pretty song, nothing really special. It was basically a lot of his performance. I feel you could kind of copy and paste. The thing is, he's just he's middle of the road, but he's just so inoffensive and so like cookie cutter, and like the grandmothers will like love him. And he hits all the notes. He sings fine. Like there's nothing wrong. It's just like every performance is kind of like a B, like all the way around, except for one
B minus C plus. But yeah, other than that, I agree.
I'm like grading him on a curve a little bit because
yeah,
we'll talk about this a little bit when we get to Caleb. I have a bit of a comparison. His next performance, I have a bit of a comparison about. But do you guys have any final thoughts on his first performance?
I mean, I thought it was an improvement, but that's
okay. That doesn't mean that this isn't valid.
Anyway, on that note, we move on to his next song. It's he's doing "When Doves Cry" by Prince. I had no idea. I had never heard of this song before tonight, and
you've never heard "When Doves Cry"?
Never heard it, but
okay, now that's blasphemy. Okay,
all right. I just want to say, best of Caleb's all season, which is kind of crazy. Do you kind of agree with me?
I agree. I think it was probably, definitely his best performance of the whole season. It kind of felt like a finale moment, to be honest, like for him.
Don't be
I
putting that
feel-
devil on
I
us.
feel really weird. Like I'm endorsing him, but like I'm not. It's just I thought he improved. I feel like out of all the contestants like this week, I think he improved the most.
Nope.
Do you
Disagree.
agree?
I'll disagree. Remember that was a hashtag once? I'll disagree. and
Idle agree. Idle disagree.
Hashtag idle disagree. Okay. Here's my honest opinion. I thought it was better than usual, but still not my thing at all. And I'm getting to a point where I'm annoyed he's still here, and I think he's going to the finale. And I hope I'm wrong.
That sums it up. I had this comparison because this is probably a completely absurd comparison, and you guys are probably going to make fun of me, but it reminded me of like, imagine we're back in season 10 and Caleb, instead of Caleb, he's Stefano, and he's constantly like turning in like okay performances.
He's Stefano, he's not Scotty?
No, he's Stefano. And he's turning in like okay performances, and then he has a really good performance that's amazing. And then on the other hand, you have Pia Toscano, and Pia in this equation is Katie, who's turning in pretty good performances every week, and then one week just has her kind of okay performance, and then the one who had the best last performance advance is in Stefano. I just feel like just because he had one good performance, that shouldn't outdo all the negative ones he's had in the past. And just with Katie, just because she had one performance shouldn't outdo all the really good ones that she's had in the past. Do you kind of agree with that? That's a little bit of a
it's a long way of saying that the overall body of work should not
exactly is what I'm saying.
One bad performance. I mean, should trump one bad performance. And yeah, I agree with that 100%.
It's like go on.
It's like a mulligan. Katie should have gotten a mulligan for Monday.
It's like, what have you done for me today? Like, all that matters is today. And I feel like that is what happens on Idol. And I feel like it shouldn't. Just because Katie had the one bad performance and Caleb had the really good performance, that shouldn't forgive everything that's happened in the past. And that also shouldn't forget all that happened in the past. But it doesn't matter. Caleb, pretty good performance. He's going to the finale. Katie isn't. Any final thoughts on Caleb's body of work so far?
When he goes home, I can tear up my sign. That's my final thought.
Are you going to do it live on the podcast?
Yes, but then I'm going to put out another sign because I'll probably use it for America's Got Talent or something else in the future.
I just want to say, I'm going to put this out there right now. If Caleb wins this season, I will do the finale podcast wearing a veil.
Wearing what?
A veil.
She'll probably have to come down. She'll
Like
come
a
down.
black veil.
Okay.
Can you guys hear
Thank
me?
you.
Yeah, sorry. Dad, can you please not talk? Sorry.
Yeah.
My dad's distracting me. He's talking on the phone and I can't hear.
I would do the final podcast with a veil, like black veil, like at a funeral,
Like in mourning.
like I'm in mourning. But anyway, that is Caleb. We move on to the pimp spot of the first round, and someone who you guys all know, I have put it out there that they are my favorite contestant. It's Maddie Poppy doing "Nothing Compares to You" by Sinead O'Connor. I'm gonna say performance of the season. Eric,
I will not go that far. I will not go nearly that far.
I wrote down, has she won you over yet, Eric?
No.
Nope.
But I will say, this was the closest I've come to actually really it. I will say, I enjoyed this performance, actually. I did enjoy it a lot. I thought the phrasing was beautiful. I love the arrangement. I love that she did at the piano. I didn't think it was karaoke, which is better than I could say for a lot of the efforts of the night. I said, one performance that was great is not enough for me to be totally won over by her. But more like this, and I could totally see myself rooting for her.
What will it take for you to vote for her, Eric? What finale pairing will it take for you to vote for Maddie?
Who else does she have to be up against?
Caleb and Michael.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
If it's Caleb, Michael, and Maddie, I'll vote for Maddie.
I call this the performance of the season. Do you agree, Maria? Say yes, please.
Of the season? I don't know. I don't feel
right
like,
up there with Dennis and Maddie's Homeward Bound.
I feel like I need to go back and rewatch performances before I can make that
Declarative of a statement. Yeah. I'll say it for you. It wasn't the performance of the season.
I'm gonna say it was.
Good for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too, but I'm not going to go that far.
I just want her to win. Like that's
I know
all I
you-
want. I want her to
I know
win.
you do.
It's probably
Uh,
not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Giving me shades of Gina Irene. Like that's what I was getting from this. Like she was reminding me.
Just like Gina Irene, she's not gonna win.
Gina Irene was completely robbed and should have been the rightful winner. I've never like stand a contestant more than I did Gina Irene. I was so crushed when she lost. And to Caleb, oh my. But
I like both of them.
anyway, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful is all I could say for this performance. I actually really like the original. It's one of my favorite songs. It has a really weird music video of just Sinead O'Connor just kind of like bobbing her head, like singing. Do you know the music video, guys?
No.
Nope.
Do you like the song? I really like the song.
I like it.
Song.
All right. I could go on and on talking about how much I like Maddie, but
I beg you not to.
it goes without saying. We move on to her next performance. It's a song that I actually really enjoy. Another one. I like all the music Maddie does. It's If It Makes You Happy by Sheryl Crow. And it's a straight cover. I love the song. She has her intro package. It's because it's a song from the year she was born. She wants to show more belting ability. I wrote not the best Maddie performance, but still definitely a B+. Do you agree, Maria?
Yeah, it probably wasn't like my favorite performance, but it was good. Like overall, it was good. I like the electric guitar. That was kind of cool.
I wrote that if this was next week, if this week was next week and we're in the top 5, this would have had me really, really worried for her. I feel like she managed to skate by on it. I think her first performance spoke more for it. Also, because I feel that performing more towards the center of the show is the ideal placing with this new kind of live voting
format.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hate the live voting.
What do you think, Eric?
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay. I'm gonna be generous. I'll give it a C+.
Oh my god!
You really don't like Maddie.
Well, I give the other one an A-. So
Wow.
to be fair, I will say the reason I didn't like it, honestly, is because unlike the first performance, which highlighted the best parts of her voice, this performance highlighted the worst parts of her voice. The fact that she doesn't have that strong of a tone, a strong of her voice when she's belting, like what she said. She tried to show that she could belt, she couldn't belt, and the weakness in her voice was front and center on this performance, and that's what annoyed me. I like the fact she played guitar, but yeah.
Maria, I think Eric really likes Maddie.
I don't not like Maddie. I just.
But I want her to win. But now here's the question that I posted on Twitter and I'm going to post to you one at a time. Can Maddie win? Maria, yes or no?
I think it's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Eric? I'm going to be laughing at both of you at the finale. I just want to say, when she wins and she proves all of you wrong.
If she wins, I will eat my Britney Spears sign.
If she wins, I will do a cover of a song of her songs. I can't sing.
Okay.
I will
Keep
humiliate
in mind,
myself.
this is a very big if.
I feel like she still needs like a moment. Like she needs
At the moment, she had Nothing Compares to You, Homeward Bound, the song by Melanie.
She needs like a House of the Rising Sun, Haley Reinhart moment. Like
She needs a show-stopping moment.
Like
who else has had that
else
moment?
compares.
Who else has
that
had
hasn't
that?
happened.
Honestly, I don't feel like anyone has had a moment like that yet. Like,
I feel like one person has.
I feel like
Who?
yeah. I feel like who?
And I feel like at least one person had a moment like that should have been in the moment.
Dennis, but that's the
was
only thing I
Dennis.
can come closer.
It was Dennis.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, Dennis is gone, and now we have Maddie.
I feel like Cade and like Gabby are like getting close to having like a moment like that, but they haven't had it yet.
I like Kate a lot. I don't think he's come close to having a moment like that. I don't.
Any final thoughts on Maddie, our future Idol winner? You guys are being so mean.
I don't know. I feel like she needs to really have a big moment next week in order to make it to the finale. I mean,
what she needs to do, here's my advice for her. And if she does it and she pulls it off, she could win me over. Do a song start to finish a cappella.
Ooh, but which Carrie Underwood song?
There's two songs for two themes. Who knows what the other theme is?
Well, if it's I Have Nothing,
If it's Carrie Underwood song,
Carrie Underwood song.
which one could she do?
Oh, I know you won't. That was the Jeremy Rosado song of season.
Oh.
You remember
I don't know. I don't know which one she should do a cappella, but she should do an a cappella. Start to finish. No instrumentation at all.
I feel like you guys are sleeping on her. I feel like she does. All right, here's a better question. Not can she win? Can she make it to the top 3? Eric,
Yes.
can she make?
Yes.
Maria?
Yeah, I think she can.
All right, so that's actually all the performances. But before we close the show, I just have some last minute notes. So next week is Carrie Underwood week. So I wanted to ask, do you guys like the theme? Maria, are you a fan of this theme idea?
I mean, I like Carrie Underwood songs, but it's just playing favorites to the 2 country contestants. Like, that's my issue with it. But
Is it though? I feel
No,
like
it's playing favorites to one of the country contestants. I don't think Caleb's going to be helped out by this theme at all.
mm,
And
I
here's
don't
why.
know.
Because all of Carrie Underwood has a big range and she can sing high notes and low notes. Caleb can't, and therefore Caleb's honestly, I think Caleb's in the weakest position of all of them this week.
I feel like Gabby though could be in trouble because it could expose her a little bit as a like copier, a mimicker, a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of like because she'll.
I feel like the judges are over that, though. I feel like they did that to her in her audition. Then they're like, we're not gonna mention it again. I don't know.
All right, so I want to ask some last questions. I'm going to throw this over to Eric first. Eric, what were the 3 best performances of the night?
First place, Katie Turner, Oops, I Did It Again. Big jump, second place, Journey, back at 1.
People who are still in the competition.
Well 3 is Villain 1, Cade Saint or Jungle Love, number 3.
All right, I'm going to say Oops, I Did It Again by Katie. Maddie Doing Nothing Compares to You. And the other one,
Wait, is that in order?
Of what?
Your favorite?
Oh, no. It's Maddie, Katie, and then I'm going to say Gabby doing How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore. What do you think, Maria? What were your 3 favorites?
Probably Gabby's How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, Maddie's first performance, and I don't know.
All right. Well, no?
Maybe you're gonna hate me, but I'll say Caleb's performance, his second one.
No, that's fine. All right, I just have last question. All right, it's actually a double question. I'm going to throw this to Eric first. Who should be the top 3 and who will be the top 3? Okay?
Okay.
So Eric, who should be the top 3 and who will be the top 3?
Should, Cade, Gabby.
Say it.
Fine, Maddie.
Yeah. What do you think, Maria? Who should be the top 3 and who will be the top 3?
Who should be probably Maddie,
Yeah.
Cade, and Gabby, and who will be Cade, Gabby, and Caleb.
That's a dark timeline.
You didn't ask me who will, did you?
Did me?
You cut me off before I could say who will.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go on. Who will?
Okay. So who will? Gabby, Cade, Caleb.
That both of those, the Cade, Gabby, and Caleb final 3 is just. If that actually happens, I would be very, very. I would wear the veil. I'm gonna say. Do I have to say it?
Yes, you do.
All right. Who should be the top 3? Am I allowed to be biased?
Yes.
All right. Who should be the top 3? Maddie, Michael. I don't know. I'm gonna say Cade. Maddie, Michael, Cade, who will be the top 3. I honestly will say that I do think Maddie will probably be in the top 3. So I'm going to say Maddie, Gabby. I feel like those 2 are probably very likely to be there, and it's going to be a white guy with guitar who's going to end up winning. It's going to be those 2 and a white guy with guitar. I'm going to take the safe bet. I'm going to say it's going to be Cade. Maddie and Gabby are going to cut each other out, and then Cade's going to win. That's all I got. Do you guys agree at all?
I don't know. I can't say who's going to win at this point.
See, I don't think it's gonna win.
What?
I think it's gonna be Gabby or Caleb that's gonna win.
All right.
That's a good shot. Okay.
Before we start painting too dark of a picture, I just want to say that my name is Adam Samuel. You could find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox. You could keep up with my blog at it's adamstvblog.com. You could keep up with my personal website. It's adamsoapbox.blog. Eric, where can they find you?
Eric_Asher on Twitter. Thoughts.ericasher.com. I'll be posting my recap as usual, my notes from this episode, plus the embedded link to this episode. And you can also see links to Sam Bailey and Sarah Altschul, the 2 people I referenced from X Factor. I like to include the links to the people I talk about in known scene. And yeah, Eric Asher 01 on YouTube. A lot of good videos, content videos I've uploaded up there too. So yeah.
What about you, Maria?
Well, I have 2 Twitters.
Whichever.
I have my professional one, which is Maria L Romeo, and then I also have like my one that I actually use more for Idol, which is I don't know Maria X. So.
All right, guys. Well, thank you everyone who's joined us or who will be watching this later on YouTube. We'll be back next week for I think we're going to do Monday. We're going to do our recap. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Adios.
Bye.